Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to tread the labyrinthine corridors of discourse as we unravel the enigma that is Brendan Schaub, a charismatic force straddling the realms of comedy and mixed martial arts, MMA.
Trip yet?
I have not. I'm there Saturday, but when I come in, I'm there for the fight companion, and the cards out there start at 9. So we get done, sometimes a 3-4 hour show. So we'll get done at 1, 2 in the morning, and I don't want to go up the mothership when it's 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out the time where I'm not there doing shows.
Mm-hmm.
It's just tough with my schedule too. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to go there, love to perform, and we'll figure something out. But it's also, when Joe asks me, I'll be there. But it's tough with my schedule.
Gotcha.
It's tough with his schedule. It's tough, and he also doesn't book it. Adam Egett, who used to work at the store, books it, and Adam's my boy. So we just got to figure something out. That makes sense. But it's with kids, and it's just, I don't live the life of some of these comics, in their 30s or in their 40s that don't have kids or don't have a wife. Where, man, if I was younger, if it was before my son came, I'd be on a plane out there on a Tuesday night and having drinks off 6th Street and doing my thing. But now it takes a lot for me to leave. I don't care what it is, man.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. Like me and Bert, when I was on his show, I had this conversation. Bert started crying, because Bert's the best in the world, man. He's the absolute best guy in the world. But he tours different. He gets a tour bus. He's gone for weeks, months at a time, and he did that even when his kids were young. And so I was asking about his movie, and this is before it came out. And he's like, hopefully with the Russia war, who knows, man? It kind of screws me over. I'm like, that's terrible, man. It's like your big break. Not that you need it. Everybody knows who you are, but when you make a movie about the machine store, this is a big deal. He's like, I know. And I'm like, how long were you out there? He's like, man, I was in wherever they shot in Russia. He's like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months. I'm like, oh, that's insane. He's like, let me ask you this. I know you're a homebody and you got kids. If they asked you to do a movie, but you couldn't see your kids for 4 to 6 months, would you do it? I'm like, no, I wouldn't do it. He's like, you're telling me if they're like, hey, you can be Batman, but you can't have your kids for 6 months? I'm like, that's the difference between us, dude. It's just not. I've just gotten to this level. It's not a success level. Maybe it's a maturity level. Now nothing's worth missing the time. You leave for a week, and if you have a 2 or 3 year old, they're completely different, man. You're missing that stuff.
In a tete-a-tete that reverberates with the echoes of Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, Schaub peels back the layers of his absence from Joe Rogan's nascent comedy club, laying bare the logistical quagmire ensnaring his comedic exploits. As Schaub navigates the choppy waters of scheduling, he unveils the Herculean task posed by the Fight Companion episodes, those nocturnal soirees that culminate in the VRs. The chronological conundrum serves as a Sisyphean rock, an impediment to the consummate performer's foray into the comedic amphitheater. A paradox unfolds, where the very platform that catapulted Schaub into the limelight shackles him in a temporal dance, preventing a rendezvous with the hallowed stage. Embedded in the narrative is the poignant motif of familial devotion, an ode to Schaub's commitment to the sacred institution of family life. In the age-old tapestry of human experience, Schaub, like Sisyphus with his boulder, shoulders the weight of parental responsibility. The late-night revelry of comedy takes a back seat to the sanctity of fatherhood, an allegory echoing through the annals of time, resonating with the wisdom encapsulated in the proverbial saying, "A man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man." The chiaroscuro of camaraderie paints the canvas of Schaub's relationship with Joe Rogan. A willingness to tread the boards whenever beckoned is met with the intricate dance of scheduling intricacies, an intricate minuet where the hands of approach to booking is akin to Apollo's capricious dance with the muses. The stars must align, and the celestial ballet becomes the arbiter of Schaub's comedic odyssey. In a reflective moment reminiscent of Plato's Symposium, Schaub contemplates the evolution of priorities, a philosophical metamorphosis that mirrors the perennial dance between responsibility and desire. The youthful exuberance of 6th Street stand-up metamorphoses into a discerning calculus, where the sands of time are sifted to reveal the precious moments with progeny. Here, we glimpse the resonance of the ancient adage, "The older the fiddle, the sweeter the tune," as Schaub orchestrates the harmonies of his life. As comedians traverse the globe, weaving tales of humor in dimly lit clubs and sprawling theaters, their laughter-inducing odyssey often comes at the expense of familial bonds, leaving behind a trail of emotional luggage heavier than any checked baggage. The nomadic nature of a stand-up comedian's life mirrors the footloose protagonist of ancient epics, wandering from city to city in pursuit of mirth and applause. Yet, embedded in this odyssey is a poignant subplot, an inadvertent departure from the hearth and kin that anchors the emotional compass. As airports become second homes and hotel rooms transient abodes, the comedian becomes a reluctant traveler through the annals of family life. The toll is evident in the missed birthdays, the unattended school plays, and the whispered goodnight over a crackling phone line. The calendar becomes a cruel arbiter, marking the passage of time in miles traversed rather than memories shared. The laughter that echoes in crowded rooms often drowns out the silence of an empty dinner table, a poignant juxtaposition of professional success against the backdrop of personal absence. The family, akin to Odysseus' Penelope, waits patiently on the shores of domesticity, grappling with the emotional ebb and flow of a partner who is physically present but emotionally adrift. The comedian's laughter becomes a sonic bridge that spans the chasm of distance, yet, paradoxically, the toll on the family's emotional infrastructure is unmistakable. The children grow, the spouses adapt, but beneath the surface, the cracks in the foundation of togetherness widen. In the comedic cosmos, the road becomes a cruel taskmaster, extracting its toll in the form of missed milestones and ephemeral connections. The toll on the comedian's psyche is palpable, a psychological tightrope walk between the intoxicating allure of the stage and the magnetic pull of family life. The suitcase becomes both a repository of punchlines and a symbol of the transient nature of familial proximity. This toll is not confined to the immediate family but extends to the extended network of relatives and friends who find themselves on the periphery of the comedian's orbit. Weddings, funerals, and family reunions become distant constellations in the comedian's universe, seen but rarely visited. The laughter shared on stage becomes a surrogate for the laughter missed in living rooms and around dinner tables. In a crescendo of pathos, Schaub unveils a heart-to-heart with Bert, laying bare the emotional toll exacted by extended tours. Bert's tears, like the bittersweet notes of a mournful melody, embody the sacrifice demanded by the pursuit of artistic zenith. This interlude becomes a microcosm of the timeless struggle between ambition and the tender bonds of kinship, an allegorical reminder that success, when measured in familial units, demands a price, oftentimes paid in tears and longing. In the grand tapestry of Brendan Schaub's narrative, the threads of comedy, camaraderie, and familial devotion intertwine, forming a rich mosaic. Through the labyrinth of scheduling challenges, the commitment to family, and the dance of camaraderie with Joe Rogan, Schaub emerges not just as a charismatic force, but as a sagacious philosopher of his own existence, reminding us that in the pursuit of success, one must tread with care, lest the threads of familial bonds unravel in the tapestry of life.